Hey folks, I'm Sully and welcome back. I've been sort of letting this video stew for a little bit, but I wanted to put something out. Now, for those of you who've been living under a rock and haven't heard, there was a third assassination attempt, supposedly, against President Donald J. Trump. It happened in California when he was doing a rally at the Calhoun Ranch in Coachella. Now, no, there were no shots fired. No, no one even pointed a gun at him. No, no one even got into the rally with a firearm, but it's a assassination attempt, or is it? Let's take what we know. Now, this again happened on the afternoon of the 12th. It's now the 16th as I'm filming this video. The reason I wanted to let it stew is because there was a lot of bad information out in the beginning, as there typically is. As you know, I won't be first, but I try to be right as much as I can. Now, here's how it goes off. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department is doing security for the rally. Very typical. There was a vehicle that was stopped at one of the entry checkpoints. It was an interior checkpoint, not interior to the rally, but not the outermost ring of checkpoints. Now, this interior checkpoint, the officer noticed that the gentleman had passes, but they looked different or strange, or there was something about the passes, supposedly. He also noticed that the vehicle didn't have a legal tag on it, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Well, he began asking the gentleman a few questions. One of the questions happened to be about weapons. The gentleman says, well, yes, as a matter of fact, I do actually have a shotgun and a handgun in the trunk of my car. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, California is not exactly 2A friendly, especially not with out-of-state residents. So, guess what? Having a loaded gun in the trunk of your car in California is kind of a big deal. Needless to say, the deputy makes a big deal of it. The gentleman ends up being detained, getting questioned, goes through some drama with law enforcement, ends up arrested, and is charged with possession of a loaded firearm and possession of a large capacity magazine. I refer to them as standard capacity if it's the magazine that's currently with the gun when you purchase it from the manufacturer. So these two charges, he goes to arraignment court and gets out on a $5,000 bond the same day. Okay. So that's the assassination attempt. Stopped at a traffic stop at a traffic checkpoint on the way in. So we'll dig a little further into the gentleman involved, the suspect, and I'm definitely using air quotes on that one if you can't see me. And the reason I say it with air quotes is I'm not suspecting the man of anything. Maybe of don't bring your guns to California. Come on, man. But on the other side of that coin, I definitely don't see it as being a suspect in an assassination plot. By the way, neither do the DOJ, the Secret Service, the United States Attorney General. There have been no federal charges whatsoever, and they've been very, very quiet on this thing. So, again, I think they're kind of on my side with that. But the gentleman, we're going to name him. His name is Vem, V-E-M, Miller. Now, Mr. Miller actually runs a channel here on Rumble, and we'll talk about his channel in a minute. I'm probably going to put a link to his Rumble channel in the description down below. And the reason is because I want to let you guys get a better idea on who Vem Miller is. I don't think that, Vem Miller is a bad guy. I don't think he's trying to go out there and, do anything to harm President Trump. As a matter of fact, he was actually at the RNC convention and did some photo ops and everything else and was quite close to President Trump then. So I don't see this man being a threat to Trump's safety in any way, shape, or form. But, the mere act of owning a firearm or possessing a firearm in the state of California, we know how that goes. Well, I guess unless you're like a former attorney general, then you have a Glock. If you don't know, I'm sorry, but yeah. The Kami Lama has a Glock, even though the Glock is not one of the guns that's allowed to be sold in California. I guess she's special, Rules for thee, but not for me. So the Secret Service has come out and assessed the incident, says Trump was never at all in any danger. None of the rally goers were ever at all in any danger. Mr. Miller comes out 2 days after the event and posts a video up on his Rumble channel talking about it from his side. And I did watch the video, and it seems quite interesting. Now, according to the sheriff, the tag on the vehicle was obviously fake. The deputy found multiple passports with multiple different names, multiple driver's licenses with different names, unregistered vehicle, and they said he's possibly a sovereign citizen. Now, sovereign citizens are a whole nother rabbit hole we can go down. If you'd like, I'll do a video on them one day. They're definitely kind of interesting folks. I've had some interaction with them in my past lifetime, but yeah, they're kind of interesting. The best definition I'll give you is the Southern Poverty Law Center says sovereign citizens are a group of people who believe that federal laws don't apply to them and justify their beliefs with outlandish conspiracy theories, pretty much. And when we say outlandish, they basically say that they have denounced their U.S. citizenship, they are sovereign individuals unto themselves, and therefore, since they don't recognize our government or participate in our government, they don't have to do such things as register your car, have insurance, have a real driver's license, pay taxes. Law enforcement has no authority with them because they have no contract with the government. That's a quick, overly simplified view. Now, Miller, in his video statement, disputes he's a sovereign citizen. When a reporter asked about Bianco's statement, calling the incident a third assassination attempt, Bianco replied that yes, he doesn't remember saying it, but then he doubled down. No matter what, it's all speculation of what his intentions were there. Well, in Miller's video, he comes out and says he had been traveling back and forth, doing a lot of video shoots. He's a photojournalist. Again, he runs a video production group. Kind of seems like I don't know, he's just not your typical assassin, so to speak. To say that he, is a Democrat supporter? No. He's a former political candidate. He lives in Las Vegas. He actually came in third place in the 2022 Republican primary for a Nevada State Assembly seat. His platform talked about restoring the Constitution, ending voter fraud. He said he ran because the U.S. has been taken over by tyranny. Doesn't sound like he's the one who wants to get rid of Donald Trump. I just don't see it. But okay. He's a partner in the American Happens Network. That's the Rumble channel. He hosts news shows, documentaries, podcasts. And he talked about how on his way to go to this rally, which he wasn't even sure he was going to go to, he had to make several stops and go several places over the preceding days to film content. Well, I know when I'm traveling, now I wouldn't drive into California doing it, but if I'm traveling and on the road alone and doing a bunch of filming and documentary work, or even just traveling back and forth, I make sure, first of all, the states I'm in are legal to carry, but I know I don't travel light. I travel heavy. I clank when I travel, especially on long road trips. We know what the highways are. But so anyway, in the video statement disputing the sheriff's claims, he described himself as a former Barack Obama supporter who went all in on Trump in 2018. He said he was inspired by the work of Trump when his courage and he decided to run for office himself. He actually said he had a special invitation from the Nevada Republican Party to attend the rally. The reason he has got those passes that are different from everyone else's is because he was actually a VIP, which is why he was going into the VIP parking area where he got stopped. Now, he told the police at the checkpoint he had the weapons in the trunk. He then gets handcuffed and arrested. They didn't find them. He admitted to it. He wasn't hiding anything. He wasn't doing anything sneaky, surreptitious. It wasn't like a bomb-sniffing dog or a firearm-sniffing dog found him out, or they x-rayed him with some metal detector, or he had something hidden. No. He was traveling with a gun in the trunk of his vehicle. He just made the mistake of doing it in a not-so-free state. My opinion, for what it's worth. His social media pages pretty much show he's a Trump supporter. His Facebook photo was added back in July of 2024, shows a circulated image of Trump raising his fist to the crowd after the shooting in Butler. He said he's attended other Trump rallies. He's attended other events involving the president or his team. Just doesn't seem to be a great assassination attempt. So for now, what I can leave you with is this. The sheriff is saying it's an assassination attempt. The sheriff, don't know too much about him, but he's been known to do some political stunts in the past. He wants to give his guys all the credit, man. They took down this big bad, assassination attempt, which maybe it wasn't. Maybe he's just flexing on somebody who's kind of pro-MAGA. We don't know. Maybe he's just caught up in the moment and he thinks he caught something and he hasn't really slowed down to take a look at it. That's why I waited for a couple days to do the video. Wanted to let the information come out. Anyway, check out Van Miller on the American Happens channel. It's on Rumble. Check out what you think. Let me know what you think. Post in the comments down below. Am I right? Am I wrong? Is this a fair? Both sides. If nothing else, I want to get the truth out there. I think there's a lot of bad information. Well, the only way you can get rid of bad information is good information. Y'all know I love to do that. Folks, I appreciate your time. I'll see you on the next one. We're going to be popping out a couple of live streams at some point this week. Hopefully get into a little bit. We've had a couple of major court decisions in the firearms world and in the political world. We'll just say that Kamala's not getting any better, folks. Be smart. Be safe. Bye.